Ace Podcast.
This is the Super Co-op Squad Video Game Podcast, episode 46. On today's episode, we're going to be reviewing Destiny. What are our thoughts on the game and everything revolving around it? We're also going to talk about Star Wars Episode 9. It lost another director? Really? And sadly, one of our childhood stores might be going under. We're going to be talking about Toys R Us and the possibility of it filing for bankruptcy. We're also going to have our gaming segments, fan faves, trivia, and name the game.
All right, guys. Well, welcome back, and thank you for joining us on yet another episode of the Super Co-op Squad Video Game Podcast. This is episode 46. I am your host, Johnny Mack, and I'm joined here with my friends, my fellow hosts, my compatriots, other pronouns for you, Garrett Laney.
Prepare for trouble.
And Joshua Gerard.
Make it double.
I feel like some deja vu, we've done this before.
We probably have on the Pokemon episode.
All right, guys. Well, before we get into our content, I want to let you know what our show is about. This is a show where we talk about games, movies, comics, books, everything that we enjoy and love that's pop culture related. We're going to talk about it. And, before we get into it, this is your spoiler warning. So if you don't want to know about things, click on our show notes. You can find the show notes in the detail and description of this episode. Click the link. It'll take you right to that little our website, and you can read that article. It'll have a play-by-play blow for you, everything we're going to talk about, so you'll know. You can skip past things using the timestamp. And just to kind of let you know about spoilers, we're going to give you the terrible spoiler of the week. This week's spoiler.
What?
Be ready.
Darth Vader didn't murder Luke's father.
Darth Vader is Luke's father.
No! That's impossible! My hand!
So, we're real. When we say spoilers, we mean it. We mean it. So if you weren't ready for that, you should have paused like I said and went to the show. That's your fault.
I mean, he gave you the warning.
I gave you a warning. So there you go. It's in your hands.
Now you can go watch Star Wars.
Yeah, and it'd be ruined.
Stop.
All right, guys. Well, so starting off, Destiny 2. So this released last week, September 6th. We had about a week with the game now, or thereabouts. So before we get into the full review on it, we'll break it down what we thought. Did any of us play Destiny 1? What were your thoughts on that game before heading into this one?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I did play Destiny 1.
Yes, Guardian, you mean?
No. It's fine. I mean, I don't know. I can't imagine for maybe most people, but I kind of tapered off after the third expansion or so. Whatever. Something to do with wolves, but
House of Wolves.
The game just no. That was like the first one.
Oh.
There's like a different one. Anyway,
The Taken King, House of Wolves.
No, there's one after that.
House of Wolves, Dark Below, The Taken King.
There's one after that.
I don't think there is.
I'm too lazy to fact check it this time.
Joshua, did you go, while he's searching this, did you play Destiny 1?
I played the alpha.
So you played the pre-beta.
And I played the beta.
Okay.
And then I got the game for free, and then I never touched it.
So why was it a game that you didn't hop into?
There were so many games that came out around that time. There was a lot of shooters that came out. There was a couple RPGs. It was right into the holiday season. Didn't Titanfall come out earlier that year? And that was like the spring of, didn't Gears 3 come out that same year?
I don't know, man. It starts to
there
blend together.
was a lot of titles that came out that year. So Destiny was...
Rise of Iron.
that was the name of it? Or you're calling him a name and then saying Rise of Iron after that?
Why would I say Rise? Oh no, it's Destiny Rise of Iron.
Gotcha. So no, it just wasn't a game that I played during that time frame.
Okay.
I played enough of it to know what it was about, and I was like, I'll pass.
Okay. I did play it along with Garrett, and we played for a while back and forth, hopping on at different points in the expansion as well. We touched base with it. I really did enjoy the game. Just the lack of content overall, it was very sporadic. You would, wait for the expansion, blow through some DLC, and then unless you were really hardcore in the game, you just didn't play anymore because the only thing left was to continue to do the same strikes and raids and grind for light levels and exotic gear. And that's not me. I've discussed it before. That's not my ideal of fun. So once I beat the game and I got to a decent level where I could run and complete raids and strikes, run them a few times, get a cool little weapon or two, and then move on. So that's kind of where I was. I did enjoy the game, but I think the lack of content was a definite issue.
No PvP?
I didn't really enjoy the Destiny PvP too much. Plus, I'm not a big shooter guy to begin with. I'm more of a storyline campaign type guy or cooperative play.
Same here.
So the PvP didn't interest me too much, but I also just did not like that PvP in comparison like Gears or Halo. So kind of hopping into Destiny 2, we
hopped into it.
We did literally.
Hop.
We're doing this new thing with our show, and just so you guys are aware, every month we're going to be reviewing a game. And this was the one that got voted for. So, there's 3 of us, so it's easy to see.
Majority votes.
Yeah, majority votes.
It was between this and Metroid.
So, why did you guys decide that this was a game they want to play?
I didn't pick it.
Joshua didn't.
I lost.
Joshua got stuck.
I got lost the vote, but I picked it up anyway.
So, Gary, you did pick this game as yours, and it didn't come to a 3-way split. So, why did you pick this?
Well, I picked it because as much as I love Metroid and would like to be playing Metroid, I felt, honestly, this was a chance for us to all get together and play.
Okay.
That was my sole purpose for
me. I picked it because I really did enjoy the combat and the gameplay from Destiny 1. Just the story issues were very bare bones, less than bare bones. Half of the bones were missing out of those bare bones. Storyline was
that 103?
Probably like 42 bones, because
are there 206 bones in human body?
I don't know. Do Guardians have that many bones? They're not human, are they? I suppose they're human.
I mean,
Guardians are
one
you
of
can
them
be a
is?
human.
I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I get what I'm trying to say here is that I liked what this Destiny 1 did, but the structure was a little rough, and I wanted to see if they had a vast improvement. So that's where we're at now. So my initial thoughts for Destiny 2 before we get into a full review at the end, I thought the game was good. I'm not done with it, but I've got about 15 hours of gameplay. I'm level 14 or something like that, and you can only get to level 20. So I've gotten a decent amount of way through, and I like what I've seen. I like the gameplay, I like the story a little bit. The combat is better. I think the guns Bungie's just amazing at weaponry and gameplay, gunplay.
They've always had that magic about them.
Yeah, they really do. From Halo and before. So that I really enjoyed. And you guys?
I'm along the same lines. I'm enjoying it more than I thought I'd be. I did enjoy the first Destiny. This one I didn't imagine it'd be much of a bump up. It's, in my opinion, not by much, but it was still fun. Still, it feels good to be back in the world of Destiny.
Nice.
So for me, I played enough of the alpha and the beta to get a good feel of it, and playing it within that first hour or so, because you can't jump into fire team for a little bit, it reminded me of when I played the original Destiny. I'm big on sci-fi. I'm big on sci-fi shooters, so this is kind of right up my alleyway. It feels really fluid. The music and the sound effects are really good, and the voice acting is all right. I'll touch up on a couple other things, but overall, just solid from the beginning. Compared to the first one, it was a little bit harder to get into, I think. Slower of a start.
To be fair, you didn't really get a good jump in the first one there. So
yeah,
you only played the alpha and the beta. Yeah. So
I probably played a little bit of the game, but I don't remember.
There was much more to do in the first game than there was in the alpha and beta.
Yeah, I thought the gameplay was great in Destiny 2. I think they had some great steps up. If you have a chance, turn on Destiny 1 and then, after that, look at it. Load up Destiny 2. The graphics are much better. I'm not a graphics guy, but they cleaned up the game. It looks beautiful. Everything was lush and crisp. Again, the gunplay was awesome. The maps, I'm a little rough on the map system just because I don't like that whole let's have an open world kind of hub in these type of shooter games, and then you kind of go around from point to point and then press a button to activate the next mission. I'd rather be dropped into the mission kind of like the old strikes in Destiny 1 and just play through. But that's just, maybe a optional kind of thing for me, stylistic choice. The music, Joshua, wasn't a fan. I think Destiny 1 had much superior music.
Yeah, they had the guy from that did Halo's music doing Destiny 1's music, fired him for whatever reason. And then, in my opinion, Destiny 2's music is lacking sorely compared to the first one. Yeah,
I agree. And then you also touched base, Joshua, and talked about the voice acting. I don't think the voice acting was bad, but it's not stellar. It's okay. There's definitely worse, but there's also definitely better. And I know, Garrett, you got a point to make on something, so I'll leave that for you. But yeah, it's just there. It wasn't excellent, but it's not bad.
It's voiceover there. It's got a different feel. For me, considering how much story was lacking in the first Destiny game, and now everyone has something to say, and everyone's having funny quips and whatever.
Right, that's a good point. Actually, the stylistic sort of vibe of the game is a lot lighthearted, a lot more lighthearted than Destiny 1.
Yes, Destiny 1 was kind of more like, you and your bros going in a squad and you taking out these guys and the Fallen and, it just gets deeper. But, now it's kind of like, oh, everyone's having a good time. Cade 6 is, making jokes every chance he can.
See, now, for me, Destiny 1 was more like this. Because nobody speaks.
Is it because of your silent protagonist?
That, and then, like, there's no dialogue for hardly anyone but your ghost.
Yeah.
So.
Speaking of ghosts, dialogue with them.
Mm-hmm.
I miss Dinklebot.
Yeah, I know you're going to bring that up.
Mm-hmm.
So Peter Dinklage was the original ghost voice in Destiny 1. Then I guess people really disliked his voice acting and what he brought to the character.
Yeah.
And they brought in Nolan North to reprise all the lines and then go forward from there for all the new lines.
Don't get me wrong, like I love Nolan North as a voice actor. His voice is iconic in many games and anime and cartoons or whatever. But there's just a big difference between the how these actors portray the ghost. And sure, they're saying the same thing, but there's different inflections, there's different feeling in them. And I'm not a fan of this Nolan North bot.
Like I told you before, I'm not a fan. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Not a fan.
Yeah,
Double negative. You are a fan.
I'm
Double
not
negative
against.
Cancels out.
I'm not against North, but I'm also not against Dinklage. I don't care. They just neither one of them were that monumentous of a voice acting performance for me. So meh. So what did you like? What was the best thing about Destiny 2?
What's the other ghost's name?
What's the other ghost name?
Yeah. In this campaign.
There's ghosts.
In Nessus. Whatever the other ghost is.
Oh, you're talking about
The crazy one.
Firewatch?
I don't know.
No, failsafe.
Yeah.
Did it.
It's my favorite part of my favorite character part of the game.
Guess what you like the most?
Well, I mean, that's just my favorite character. What I really like is how, I guess, unique is not necessarily the word, but just looking at the different classes and seeing how the weapons, they all act similar as far as, you have a scout rifle, you have a plasma rifle, but very similar to Borderlands. They have a very unique kind of twist or edge on them where they're slightly different, but mostly the same. But they're also so very unique that it doesn't feel like it's the same weapon that you're picking up over and over and over again. And I really like that because it gives you the feeling of, customizing your own, choosing your own, and then you have so many different variations. You kind of want to try them all just to see if they fit your gameplay style. So
the thing that I like the most is just the straight up gunplay. It felt good no matter almost what weapon you had. It felt good to play the game. It felt good to maneuver, felt good to run around, to fight, to shoot, use abilities. And not every shooter is that the case. Sometimes it's just sloppy. It just doesn't feel good. And this game felt
flow in other games.
Yeah, this game felt great, and I really appreciate that. And then just really quickly to piggyback on what you said with the guns, I really appreciate that they made it a much faster process to continually upgrade all of your weapons and gear. Destiny 1 was a big problem where you would just get garbage, like crap on a stick.
Yeah, there'd be a lot of stuff that's like, okay, well, what I have is better.
Yes, and you would just not enjoy looting because it was garbage.
Yeah.
And they learned a lot, and they now made it so the things you get are more rewarding for you to pick up and attach and equip. So I like that.
As far as what I like, it's there's a new, not necessarily the story, but there's a reason why your Guardians have new powers. And I like that aspect of it. I like exploring a whole new skill tree.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty fun. Again, I'm playing as the Warlock. Got a, start off with the Dawn something.
Mm-hmm.
Dawn Sword, Dawn Blade, somewhere around
Close
there.
enough.
I don't know. At first wasn't a big fan of it, but it kind of started getting used to it. I love my fire grenade and just solar grenade and burning up people.
Nice.
It's been a lot of fun.
So what did you dislike? What was maybe the worst thing?
Whew, okay. There's still some dislikes I got.
Okay.
You touched on it a bit, Johnny, the map system. Not so much. I'd rather just be plunged into another mission. That's somewhat how the first one worked, but this one, there's just issues when it comes to being on the fire team and trying to progress through the game. For instance, say if Joshua is the fire team leader and he picks a mission that he wants to do, you can only track it. You can't start it from the map. You track it, locate the beacon, and then start it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if the beacon is on the opposite side of the map, he fast travels. I'm looking in my menu, checking out my loot, seeing what I can do, so I don't necessarily see him fast travel. He then reaches the beacon, starts the mission, and once that mission is started, I cannot fast travel. I can't fast travel to where he was, anywhere near it. I'm stuck.
Mhm.
So I have to huff my way over to where the mission is.
Yeah.
And I feel that's
a slog.
a really, really bad way to kind of have a co-op system.
I
My
agree.
bad.
No. I mean, again, I didn't know. I didn't know
I
that's
didn't
how it
know either.
worked.
So the thing I hated the most about the game is is the fact that the enemy, the AI system, I appreciate what they tried to do, which is make it more challenging. But the way they did that was by making the enemy use cover consistently more often, like all the time. But it didn't make it more challenging where they were taking good shots at you and making you have to use cover and flank. It just made it so they would just run around like you're playing, duck, duck, goose with this guy. Like you're duck, duck, goosing it around a
cat
circle.
and mouse or,
Yeah. And that was really frustrating from a fighting standpoint where I had to always fight these guys and run around in circles around a rock.
Yeah.
Didn't like that.
Yeah.
I wish they would have done what they did with Halo Reach, or maybe that was 343 Industries when they made the Elite to be more challenging in Halo Reach, where they were better shots, their bullets hurt more, and they were just more aggressive. They would use team tactics and really try and flank you and not me have to play this hide around the rock with you.
Yeah.
That's boring for me and I don't like that. So that's me.
I can agree with that. I do like the open world hub map because Borderlands was the same way. And I do enjoy that from that aspect. But when it comes to different joining a match is kind of a pain sometimes. And then when you see a public event, it tells you where it's at, and then you might get sidetracked or you're doing something else, and then it disappears. Or sometimes the indicator for the map or the mission where you're trying to go, it disappears. It doesn't tell you. I don't like how you always have to hit the select button, or I guess that would be the back button, to pull up that. I like to make that a shortcut or a click of a stick. I want to customize more of my options in the menu for certain button layouts versus being forced to use a specific layout of the 4.
Okay.
Other than that, I like everything else so far. I think it could be a little bit harder.
Challenge, the difficulty. Okay,
Yeah,
fair enough.
I mean, it's put a lot of time in 2 days. I've already hit level 20.
Yeah, it's relatively quick to get to level 20. Now, there's still the light level.
Yeah. Their power.
But that's more of a grinding thing, and that doesn't have anything to do with the actual story and
Welcome
campaign.
back.
Right? Same stuff. Is it, the last couple of questions before we move on, is it better than Destiny 1? Or enough better? That's terrible English, but you get what I'm trying to say.
More better.
That's difficult for me to answer. I really did enjoy the first one, regardless of all its grinding and slugging through events. Destiny 2 is still fun. It still brings, that kind of camaraderie.
You said it right the first time.
Damn it.
You're good.
and having a team, to really go out and adventure with. So, is it better? Maybe.
That is not an answer. Yes or no,
it kinda
sir?
Is.
It is no.
Maybe a little bit.
Yes or no?
Kinda.
So we'll take kind of as a yes.
I mean, I didn't play the first game, so I don't really say much.
Okay.
But
Are you enjoying this one?
I'm enjoying it. I like Ghoul.
Okay. As an enemy?
I mean,
Ghoul,
Dominus. As an enemy, yeah, I don't know how he'll play out later on, but I like kind of how he imposes his will on
he'll
everybody.
play dead.
Yeah,
later
we're
on.
gonna kill him.
Yeah, we're gonna.
You know what? Yes, I think this is better. Is it enough better? That's yet to be seen. All the major strikes and raids have not yet been revealed. There's still end game content for players to get through. So without that, it's tough to say that it will be better, because that was a big portion of Destiny 1, and that was the most fun stuff with the puzzles, and then the team combat with six players on one group. So if they can match that and then do better, that will be the either the straw that breaks camel's back, or the healing potion that heals his back. I don't know where to go with that one.
Okay.
Cool. So those are our pretty much thoughts on Destiny 2. Let us know what you guys thought. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you played it, if you did enjoy it, well then I guess you're out $60, man. So I'm sorry.
Yeah, go buy it.
Yeah. That's all. So fan favorites, we picked 10 rapid fire questions and each of us answers to see where we stand opposed and united in fandom. Play along, find out what are your fan favorites. So I had the pick this week, gents. Had some fun with this one. Now, Joshua, you said that it's becoming more difficult for you. It's actually becoming easier for me. I'm having a lot more fun expanding on these things. So this week, I had Wingman.
Just do them all. Just do them all for us.
Maybe I should. No, I don't want to do that. It's not fun. All right, so you are single and ready to mingle, but you can't cruise the clubs alone. You gotta have that loyal buddy willing to help you separate the wheat from the chaff. You figure out what that means all on your own. Choose your club hopping wingman. So pick the character that you think would be the best as your club wingman.
All right.
Okay.
All right, here we go. First up, Olaf the Snowman or Frosty the Snowman?
Olaf.
Olaf. Dora the Explorer or Grimer the Pokemon?
Dora.
Dora. C-3PO or RoboCop?
C-3PO.
C-3PO. Ham from Toy Story or Piglet from Winnie the Pooh?
Piglet.
Ham. Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh or Muttley?
Muttley.
Eeyore. Bart Simpson or Louise Belcher from Bob's Burgers?
Louise.
Bart Simpson. Brad Pitt or Angelina Jolie?
Angelina Jolie.
Angelina Jolie. Professor Farnsworth from Futurama or Professor Doofenshmirtz from Phineas and Ferb?
Doofenshmirtz.
Farnsworth. Shaggy or SpongeBob?
Shaggy.
SpongeBob. Butters or Mr. Potato Head?
Butters.
All right. So nice. All right. First up, Olaf the Snowman or Frosty the Snowman for our breakdown. Why? Olaf or Frosty?
I mean, Olaf, like, girls dig Olaf.
Oh, girls do not dig Olaf, but what I need...
One does.
He's a snowman, man. No girl is going to be
I'm
interested.
not saying, like, yeah, I'm going to get a piece of that ice.
I'm going to get a piece of that Frosty.
I'm talking about
that
carrot. He makes
Frosty carrot and snowballs.
he makes it easy for women to approach. You know, he's funny, he's cute, he's laughable.
I think Olaf will go out of his way to help you. Like,
Yes.
hey,
Absolutely.
I know you, my friend over here.
Hey, girls, have you seen my friend Johnny? He's so awesome. Come on, he's got a VIP table over here.
Oh, look.
Come on.
It seems I've been hammered. I'm wasted.
Is that a reference from
Yeah, he's
Frozen?
been impaled.
what?
Have you seen the movie Frozen, Johnny?
Sadly, yes, I have.
Okay.
Well,
Not
anyway,
enough, apparently. What's Frosty gonna do?
72. Well, Frosty be a terrible.
You take his hat. Like, he
Happy
can't even go
birthday.
into the club. He has to take his hat, and then he's just frozen.
He'd sing a terrible song about himself. At least Olaf's song was somewhat charming. Frosty just, hi ladies, I'm Frosty the Snowman.
Happy birthday.
Have you seen my friend Johnny? He's at this club to get some grub and meet some women too. Like, he would just be terrible.
He wouldn't make it past the front check-in because he can't bring a hat in the club.
And then, he doesn't have his own personal flurry, so he'd probably sweat. And the clubs are hot, man.
Yeah.
So he'd melt.
Yeah, he
It'd
would.
be bad news. So 72% of our listeners chose Olaf, and 27% chose Frosty. Dora the Explorer or Grimer?
What the hell's Grimer gonna do?
Honestly. Why?
I mean, I don't know. I thought it'd be funny. Either have a small child with you or a disgusting
mud
slime monster.
Mud.
I mean, there's...
Mudamon.
What sludge... How?
What do you mean, how?
Like, how is the sludge monster gonna be your wingman? How's that gonna pull you any numbers?
How
or
are you going to
anything?
have a 4-year-old child as your wingman?
Can you find the way to the drink bar?
Donde está el alcohol?
Say map.
We did it. Once I
you
bring
get the
a
number?
number back, we did it. We did it. We did it. Yeah, I would just make her like be cute, like, oh this is my daddy. You really need to find me a mommy.
Why are you bringing your quote unquote daughter to a club?
Look, this is the situation we find ourselves in. Let's make the most of it.
It was a dance with your daughter date.
There
day.
you go. So we had 54% of our listeners choose Dora and 45% choose Grimer.
Wow.
Next up, C-3PO or RoboCop.
That doesn't add up.
54% and 45%. I mean, there's some
You
decimal
round
points.
up by a point.
Yeah, there's
Come
some
on,
decimal
Garrett.
points, bruh.
You got it.
C-3PO or RoboCop.
All right, let's come on. C-3PO.
You can't have RoboCop. Your wingman can't look better than
Dead
you.
or alive, you're dating Johnny.
He's gonna kill somebody. He really is.
And he looks buff, and I mean, he's a robot, but like,
He's probably got some dance moves.
you don't want him to be your wingman. That's not good. But C-3PO, like, I don't know, I could have him like translate for me and like help me. I don't know.
Yeah, get those non-English speaking ones.
Pardon me. Please, just a moment of your time. I'm fluent in 3 million forms of communication, and my master Johnny, he'd really like for you to go and talk to him at the bar.
Are you made out of real gold? Like, can I sell you?
Just chop off his arm. That's how he got that red arm in Star Wars
In
Force
7.
Awakens.
Yep.
So yeah, 63% of our listeners choose C3, and 36% unwisely chose RoboCop to steal their women.
He's gonna
or
turn
man,
To,
I
he's gonna
suppose.
steal. He's gonna turn to the bouncer.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he probably would. Next up, Ham or Piglet?
What's Ham? Ham's not going to be on your side. Ham's out for himself.
No.
I feel like he'd be a hype man. Like sometimes you need a wingman to be your hype man.
For sure. Plus he's filled with money.
I mean, did you watch Toy Story? He's got like $1 and some change in there,
That's
man.
money.
He ain't gonna be able to buy one drink.
I picked Piglet though. Piglet's got that kind of cute adorableness. You can easily, you know how like guys will take a puppy to a park or something like that and use that to pick up chicks,
or a baby. You probably bring Dora.
And now we got a club. We got a pig. We got a cute little pig.
Cute little piglet.
See, okay. Here's the problem with Piglet. You need your wingman. He's sometimes there to help you. Maybe separate the yes, exactly. Take one for the
just
team.
Just be honest. Just say it like it is.
But also he's your hype man. He needs to hype you up your confidence. And so you'd be with Piglet. I don't know, Garrett. She's awfully pretty.
Please, just go talk to her.
I don't think that it's a good idea. Maybe talk to that one over there sitting by herself that no one's speaking with.
Yeah, the one digging in her nose.
Piglet's not our wingman. We're his wingman.
the one eating with her hands. Like. But Ham would be like, "What are you standing around here for? Like, go over and talk to her. Like, of course you can talk to her. She's just all in your league. Go on, buddy. Come on now." Like, he'd be like in your corner, and I'd feel better. So
you get that rejection notice.
But you know what? At least I'd have the courage because Ham gave it to me, and listeners agreed.
No, where that sounds, Ham gave me courage when I went to
I was just real hungry, man. Let's have some ham.
63% of our listeners chose Ham. 36%, like Garrett, chose the Piglet.
Bacon.
I mean, they're both pigs, technically.
No, one of them was a stuffed animal. Piglet is stuffed.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
They're all stuffed.
Is Rabbit stuffed?
Actually, Rabbit and Owl are not.
Okay, that's really weird.
Yeah, when you think about it.
Okay. No, and the Kanga and Roo aren't stuffed.
I think Kanga and Roo are stuffed.
I don't think Christopher Robin's is stuffed.
Wow. All right, next up we got Eeyore or Muttley. Okay, you don't want Muttley as your wingman.
No, he is not. He's going to take your girl.
One of you guys, no, not that. One of you guys chose Muttley, didn't you?
I chose Muttley.
Because when you fail, he's going to just laugh in your face.
Yeah. You know what? I deserve that.
No, your wingman's got to be in your corner.
I feel like if you were to find a girl, Muttley is Mr. Steal girl.
See, like Eeyore, I feel, would be good because when you do fail, he'd be like, well, that's just how it falls sometimes.
He is such a downer. You cannot pick up any chicks. You can't pick up a friend with Eeyore around. Just, well, probably because you're ugly. You didn't deserve her anyway. She was out your league. Go find your tail, damn it.
Guess she wasn't drunk enough.
You should have used more roofies.
Jeez. All right, well, 54% went Muttley.
Oh.
And 45.5% chose Eeyore.
Don't let him park your valet.
Next up, Bart Simpson or Louise Belcher.
Okay, so I don't watch either of these shows.
I mean, hold on. Don't tell me that with the Simpsons. You've seen enough Simpsons where you can understand who Bart Simpson is.
Nope.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
I've almost watched no Simpsons.
I mean, some people.
I wasn't allowed to watch it.
Yeah, that's kind of how it goes.
To you out there, I'm sorry. We thought Joshua was an American.
I mean, sometimes parents don't let kids watch their stuff.
And then when I tried to watch it, it just didn't pique my interest at all.
You're a grown man, past your 20s.
Yeah, and I just said by the time I was able to watch it, it didn't pique my interest at all.
The Simpsons has aged not well.
Thought Joshua was American, and I learned that he's not.
Anyway, I chose Louise Belcher.
As did I, but I don't know why.
She's got just a conniving mind, where if she needs something done, she will get it done.
I suppose that's true.
She's gonna be my wingman. She's gonna help me out. She's gonna find a way. Whether it's, maybe this girl that's kind of keeps talking to another guy and she just slips some poop under his seat or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. She's done stuff like that. And oh, look at that. Oh, he pooped. And then
I can see that.
She would be, I think, a great woman.
That's a fair point. And now Bart's looking like a real rough choice. What's
Bart really going to do?
I mean, Bart's an endearing person. He's got his own side of mischievous. Not as rough as Louise, but I got nothing.
He's got his own candy commercial.
All right, so 81% though sided with me. Chose Bart Simpson.
He's the more well-known character.
I don't think that's it, but Louise Belcher took 18.2%. Next, Brad Pitt or Angelina Jolie.
I mean, I can't have my wingman looking better than me.
Yes, exactly.
There's that, and he's just going to leave you behind. He doesn't need you.
He doesn't need you. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
And
it's not even roles reverse where like, oh, it turns out he's too hot. I'm his wingman because he doesn't need a wingman.
Yeah, he's his own wingman.
Pretty much.
Have you met me?
Have you met Brad?
Angelina, I feel like she would be there for you. She would take your side.
Well, no,
although she probably doesn't need you either.
You don't need, no, it's different then, because now when there's a very attractive woman at the bar with you who's it's just your friend, but not like your date, other women see this really, really attractive woman with you. And so now, and you're just friends. Now they want to be with you because they're thinking, wow, if this guy can have this extremely beautiful model with him and they're not dating, he must be awesome, right? Because he doesn't even want to date her.
Maybe that would mean too high maintenance.
No, I think that would be like, well, if she's not good enough for him and he's here scoping up the bar for other chicks, but this is his best friend, then this guy must be like a beast because he must, that's how I think it would be.
I don't quite see that equation, but
All right, fair enough.
Okay.
To each their own.
We had 54% though choose Angelina and 45% choose Brad. All right, Professor Farnsworth or Professor Doofenshmirtz?
I really had nothing there.
I mean, Professor Farnsworth, it would be awesome. He'd walk up to a bunch of ladies. Good news, everyone! And he'd praise you.
Do his thing. And
Yeah.
Wow. He came to a club in a lab coat and slippers.
That's fine.
I mean, come on.
Whatever.
No dress code.
Whatever.
It's Halloween. It's Halloween.
Whatever game you got, dude. And Doofenshmirtz, he'd make some crazy inator. This is my love inator. And then a platypus would show up and they'd fight, do battle, and we'd hear the doobie 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 doob, and then it'd blow up the club. So
right. So I'm going to take one for the team and double down and say I haven't watched either of these shows.
I know you haven't watched them.
I mean,
I'm honest. I'll be that
that's
guy.
fair. Phineas and Ferb wasn't that great.
It's okay. I know you're not an American now. I'm not going to be upset anymore.
But I'm going to be upset now.
We had 81%
Sure.
of our listeners choose Professor Farnsworth. 18% chose Doofenshmirtz. Shaggy from Scooby-Doo or SpongeBob?
Am I American again because I know who these are?
No, you don't know The Simpsons. You're still not American. I mean, Shaggy. I don't want to do a SpongeBob's voice.
That's kind of where I went.
Yeah.
And I mean, how can you really use a humanoid sponge to kind of pick up chicks?
Everybody likes SpongeBob, even if you hate his voice.
A cartoon? Maybe.
Yes.
Real life?
Never.
That's
Real life is
freaky.
kind of scary, but
And his voice is just rough, man.
He does know
But
David Hasselhoff, though.
That's
Yeah.
a fair point.
But Shaggy's too scared to go help you pick up chicks.
Shaggy will get that club lit, man. Everybody will just be on one.
Wow. No, okay, so you're not talking cartoon Shaggy then.
Yes, I am. Cartoon Shaggy is a stoner. Sorry, Garrett.
Did you ever see him smoke?
It's implied.
I'm sorry, did you ever see him smoke?
It's implied. Much like
Did you ever see him smoke?
It's implied because of the Freddie Prinze Jr. movie.
Mm-hmm.
No, not that.
That's canon.
That is something I can use as an example. But no.
You did last time.
Much like in The Simpsons. Again, not that you would know, but Smithers, he's homosexual. It's never said, but it's obvious once you watch the show that Mr. Smithers, he is in love with Mr. Burns.
He goes like, it's like it's not even so much heavily implied. It's kind of like an obvious thing,
right? But that is exactly what it is with Shaggy and Scooby.
It is not.
It is. It's a known thing, and I suggest you look this up, sir. It's a known.
I understand it's a popular fan theory.
It's not a fan theory. It's a known thing.
Oh, okay. So I go talk to Mr. Hanna and Barbera, they will let me know.
Well, I mean, it's not possible to speak to them anymore.
I can get a Ouija.
All right.
Through Jeff Corwin.
Anyway, Shaggy took 45% of the votes. SpongeBob won, weirdly enough, 54%. Last up, Butters or Mr. Potato Head?
Mr. Potato Head is just going to fall apart.
Wow, that's your reason.
Get his sultry eyes.
Mr. Angry Eyes.
Mr. Potato Head, are there any good chicks out there? I don't know. Let me see. Boop. He just pops out his eyes, puts them over the club.
Mr. Potato Head is too mean. Like, he would not support you.
Honestly, I kind of see him as just a huge perv.
Wow.
Like, he would take off one of his eyes and just kind of place it somewhere where the ladies sit.
Jeez,
he purposely drops it on the floor.
Yep.
Butters
That's where I see him going. Butters too innocent for that.
But he's innocent until when people gravitate towards innocence. People like kind, gentle people. And so that's why I picked him. And I think that's why we all picked him, maybe.
I mean, I honestly just like Butters.
Oh, there's that too. All right, so 72% said
Don't
they
let
go
him
with
tap
the
dance,
potato.
though. Keep all tap dance shoes away from him.
That'd be bad news. And only 27% chose the Butterman. So butterscotch. All right, well, that is fan favorites for the week, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you sided with us and you did well. Let us know and email, or you can also, of course, give us some thoughts or topics for next week's fan favorites, or you can go ahead and follow us on Twitter, and you can get the link every week and vote for fan favorites. Just follow us on Twitter at Super Co-op Squad. So Star Wars Episode 9 loses its director. So this is an ongoing trend, it seems like now. This is the second Star Wars film in the last, 3 years that has had directorial trouble. So what do you guys think about this? Is Star Wars in trouble with this next movie, or?
Personally, this has not bugged me at all.
Really?
This is a non-issue for me.
Wow. Okay.
I don't think they're in trouble. I think they're very picky. They're probably they have somebody, they test the waters, they see what they can do, and they say, you're probably not the person. Or someone else, they have a better idea, will run the show, and then they just choose it. I mean, so far the movies haven't been bad, so it's not like they've made bad choices.
See, I can't get down with that part that you said about testing the waters. When this person puts in X amount of time into the production and the filming of your movie, and then you cut him out, you can't take that back. He's filmed part of your film. He's filmed part of your movie. That's not a testing the waters thing. That was you selected him for whatever reason. Things didn't work. Now you've got to find a way to shore up all these problems as you bring in a new creative talent.
I'm sure creative differences. Maybe you wanted something to happen that Disney didn't.
You're right. That's definitely true. There's some kind of creative difference or something that happened they weren't happy with. But this is Star Wars. You need to be certain before you start working with a director.
No, they're going to be certain, and if something doesn't turn out the way they want it, they're going to X the problem out.
And see, that's another thing that I think about as well with this issue. This is the second time this has happened in the Star Wars films, and as many movies. Rogue One had a similar issue, but this has happened with Marvel films. This has happened with Pixar and Disney animation films in the last few years, with Coco, The Good Dinosaur, Cars 2, Cars 3. This is an ongoing issue with many Disney properties.
I haven't heard of any of those. I was not aware.
Yeah, it's happened. Good Dinosaur, Coco had a lot of problems, and they had to reshoot or refilm things. Even Moana had some changes that were done.
I know Coco, they had to change the name.
It wasn't
That's
just the
really
name.
all I know.
It wasn't just the name, the film as well. And again, Moana had some things that had to get changed. No directorial change, but big changes because they just wanted to all of a sudden make a hard left or a hard right during the production and the filming of this thing. And no question, Good Dinosaur had I think 2 or 3 directors. Cars 2 had rewrite. It was just it's happening with a lot of their franchises. So it makes me think, what is really the issue? Is it the directors, or is it the corporate overhead controlling creative control? Controlling creative. I did it again. Controlling creative
choice.
Yeah,
Direction?
choice. Yeah. Creative decisions.
I would go with it's the higher ups.
And does that doesn't bode well? That doesn't bode ill for you?
It really doesn't bother me. Something this big, Star Wars, they're gonna get it right. This it's too big. They're gonna make sure that it gets done the way they want it done, and I've got faith.
See, I disagree. I think that sure they're gonna find ways to shore things up, but you're not gonna make the best movie you possibly can if you continue to have your fingers in what someone's making. If you give this guy the reins, let him make his film. If you continue to put your fingers in the pie and everyone's got a part to play and everyone's adding their own spices, it's not going to turn out flavorful.
It's my pie though.
Then you make it.
I funded that pie.
Yeah, but you told someone else to make it. So
yeah,
if you
I funded. I give you the money. You make it.
You bought the ingredients.
I don't like how much time you put it in the oven. So take it out.
So then
now we gotta redo it.
Then you make it. Then you make it.
I'll pay someone else to do it.
But you didn't pay him to do it because you paid him to babysit as you told him what to do. You may as well just make the pie. That's how I feel. I feel like it's an issue where there's too much the creativity is being stifled, and I think that's the issue.
So I can agree with that. I do think. Let me just answer the question. For me, it doesn't bother me. I do think that whoever's making the decisions, that they're doing it with the best intentions to make the best film. Maybe not best film possible, but I do think that they are making a decision that is in the best interest of the movie and what people want to see or would like to see. At the same time, I do not like the fact that if you're going to make these commitments to somebody and for some reason you're cutting ties, and like you said, we've seen a trend. Is this a consistent thing that we're Xing the same people for a similar reason? Is it because of creativity? Is it because you're not looking on the same page? Is it just because they left on their own accord? They dropped out? Like, we don't know. And to see it happen so much, especially with Star Wars, it makes you wonder if they're really making a quality decision from the beginning and they're saying, hey, whatever you do, we're just laying it all on the cards for you.
So I think they're making good decisions on the immediate choice of their directors. And I brought up this article just so I can just give you a couple quick bullet points, Garrett, because I think you're the one that kind of on the opposite side of Joshua and I on this one. So, Colin Trevorrow, who was the episode 9 director, this is the guy that pretty much revitalized the Jurassic Park series. He was the director of Jurassic World, as well as a couple other movies that have done fairly well. This guy, he knows how to make big box office budget, big budget films. He's proven. This guy has made creative choices that have done well for movies. So why not entrust him with making a good film? You know, and that's what I see. They're going out and they're getting these great new era creative guys, and they don't like when they come in and want to do new guy creative type stuff. If you want old Spielberg and Lucas to do your movies, go get them. That's how I feel.
It's hard to have this discussion, mostly because we don't know why this is happening. We don't know what the issue is. So, we're guessing it's creative differences.
So we do know that it's partially creative differences. They've touched base on this and they've made some comments. Also, to his discredit, Trevorrow was very difficult to work with. Many people were not happy with the way that he kind of ran his production and filming and stuff, and he kind of threw his weight around a little bit, especially coming off of his success of Jurassic World.
Yeah.
But I think things like that do happen at times because he's trying to get things done his way, and he's got people kind of looking over his shoulder.
Yeah.
And then, again, this is not the only time this has happened. It's happened with, Rogue One. It happened with a few other of their films. So I don't know. I think that they're going the wrong route there. I mean, sure, you can make a good movie. Will you make an excellent one doing it this way?
Well, we'll find out in December.
Yeah, it's definitely true. All right, gamer trivia. So every week, 2 of us go head to head in a best of 5 contest of trivia. The winner stays and plays again next week. Gets bragging rights and all kinds of accolades. The adoration of thousands of fans. And the loser, you go home a loser.
Well, I mean, we all go home.
And you're a loser for the rest of the week. 2 weeks, as a matter of fact.
Well, Johnny
so enjoy that 2 weeks of shame.
Fair enough.
Wait, only 2 people get to play? Aw.
Yeah, you don't get to play because you're the host. So play along and see how much gaming knowledge you have in gamer trivia. All right. So last week, Garrett took home a victory.
Repeat.
I'll have to double check those stats, but
Repeat, sir.
Well, I'll double check your stats.
I fact checked it. It's a 3-peat.
I said I'll double check your stats.
We all heard you, John.
We have the same stats.
We all heard you.
I got just as much in the strength as you.
What do you got for us?
Oh, me. Okay, my turn. So you decided to run a trivia back. So I decided to run a trivia back.
Be creative.
We're just going to recycle trivias?
This guy is telling me to be creative.
Yeah, but I made my own independent choice. You're making your choice based off my choice. That's not
based
creative.
Off his old choice of whatever trivia he originally did.
But he's only going back because I went back.
Not necessarily true. I'm just saying that you happen to do one, so now I happen to do one.
That literally means that you are...
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Coincidental.
So let's get some hints.
What was the first trivia I did?
Yoshi?
Nope.
I bought this cake because you bought a cake, but I didn't buy it because you bought it.
Was it a different flavor?
Yes.
No, I bought this same cake because you bought this
cake.
He
didn't buy the same cake because then he'd be doing Halo trivia.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
He bought chocolate cake.
Yep.
First trivia you did, man. That's kind of far back. I don't quite remember if it's not Yoshi.
Nope. It's another Microsoft franchise.
Microsoft. Oh, okay. Is it Gears?
It's Gears.
All right. Gears of War trivia.
But we're doing Gears of War 1 trivia.
Gears of War 1 trivia.
Last time it was Gears of War series. This is Gears of War 1 trivia. Johnny doesn't look
juice.
Johnny, you don't look too thrilled.
Well, I just don't think that you understand the fact that if you say you did something because I did it, you copied me. But go ahead.
I hope you lose. Right. Gentlemen, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Question number 1. In Gears of War, who is the leader of the Delta Squad? Let me rephrase that. Who is the original leader of the Delta Squad? Is it A, Marcus Phoenix? Is it B, Cole, also the Cole Train? Is it C, Baird? Or is it D, Kim? Who was the original leader of the Delta Squad? Now we're not talking like comics and side. We're talking like in the game as you're playing the game. Yep. I have Garrett's answer. I have Johnny's answer. Johnny, you said D. It was Mr. Kim. Garrett, you said C. It was Mr. Baird. The correct answer is D. It was Kim.
I thought he was Alpha.
No, sir. All right. Johnny, that is correct. Garrett, that is incorrect. Score is 1-0. Question number 2. How many years does the game take place after Emergence Day? Is it A, 11? Is it B, 13? Is it C, 14? Or is it D, 16? I have Garrett's answer. And I have Johnny's answer. Johnny, you said C, it is 14 years. Garrett, you said it is A, 11 years. The correct answer is C. It is 14 years after D-Day. So Johnny, that is correct again. Garrett, that is incorrect again.
Now, did you know that, or was that a guess, Johnny?
I knew.
Okay.
Yep.
Score is 2-0. I'm bringing it back. Fun fact, number 1. The locusts in the game were not originally called locusts. They were going to be called the Geist, or Ghost. But there was a Nintendo GameCube game that came out called Geist, so they decided not to use the same name as the other game, so they referred to them as locusts.
One of these games was more popular.
Yeah, by far. By far, very much more popular. Question number 3. Which of these are not true about the Berserkers? A, they are all female. B, they are blind. C, they track you by hearing. D, they can track you by smelling you. Or E, all of these statements are true. I have Garrett's answer. I have Johnny's answer. Johnny, you said A, they are not all female. Garrett, you said D, they do not track you by smelling you. The correct answer is E, they are all true. So they are all female.
Yes.
I feel like that's
no,
question.
That's true.
But you're well, no. Like you said to pick the one that's not true. So
yeah.
And they're all true.
Okay. All right.
So E would not be true.
Yeah.
But it's true.
Right. Okay. Let's go.
No, I get you. They're all true. So
Yeah, because you can't say E all the above or not all the above.
you could have went E. None of them were true.
Yes.
But then that would have also been a weird thing because they all are true.
Let's go.
There's no winning here. So that is both incorrect. Score is still tied 2-0. Question number 4.
Well, we're not tied, but 2-0.
What did I say?
Said score's tied 2-0.
The score is 2-0. Question number 4. What is the name of the vehicle you drive in Act 2 while you're trying to avoid the Krill at night? Is it A, the Junker, B, the Destroyer, C, the Beast, or D, the Demolisher? I have both answers very quickly. You have both said A, it is the Junker. And the correct answer is A, the Junker.
No skunks today.
Yep. So that is both correct. The score is 3-1. Fun fact number 2. You guys know what the wretches are, correct?
Yes.
So the wretches are second class to the locusts. So much that they have handles on their back, and the larger locusts, such as boomers, can pick them up and hurl them into battle like a siege weapon.
You know, that's a shame they didn't put that in
The game.
That's what I thought too. That would have been so cool. It would be like the new tickers, but they don't blow up. They're just catapults. All right. Question number 5. Which of these is not a weapon in Gears of War? Meaning Gears of War 1. Is it A, the Boltok pistol, B, the torque bow, C, the mulcher, or D, the long shot rifle? Or E, they are all weapons in Gears of War 1.
Do you mean usable weapons? Like the players can use them, or?
Okay, yes. Which of these are not a weapon that you can use in Gears of War 1? I have Garrett's answer. I have Johnny's answer. You have both picked E. All these weapons are usable in Gears of War 1. That is both correct. The score is 4-2 in Johnny's favor. So it's that time. It's that bonus question time. It's that salty runback time. You have a certain amount of points. You bet as many points as you wish. And if you get the answer right, you gain that many points. If you get the answer wrong, you lose that many points. But wait, there's a twist.
Okay, let's go.
Can I
It doesn't matter how many points you bet.
Okay.
Johnny technically has an advantage because he has more points. So every answer that is correct that you get, every answer that is correct that you give, you gain 1 point.
Can I just get my freaking win? God.
You still might.
Now I have to actually work for it versus just
dang.
sitting back and making you work. I can't just get a W. Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Are you docking us for incorrect submissions?
I'm choosing not to.
Okay.
But I know you guys are not going to go over your heads and try to give me 20 answers. Let's bring it back. I'll have you know, based on my list, there are 7 possible answers so that you can earn up to 7 points in this question. Out of all the playable COG characters in the game, which is including multiplayer, just the COGs, name each character's first and last name of that playable character.
Oh boy.
3 hours later. Okay, so I've got both your answers. So I said there were 7 names. Garrett, I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
So you said Anthony Carmine. That's correct. That's a point. Augustus Coltrane. That's correct. Marcus Phoenix. Obviously. That's correct. Colonel Hoffman. I need a first name.
Yeah.
So that is incorrect.
Yeah.
You updated this one and now it's Damon Baird. That is correct. You also said Lieutenant Kim, which also is missing a first name.
Yeah.
So that's not correct. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 on top of your 2.
Yeah.
That gives you 6.
Yeah.
Johnny, I have Marcus Phoenix. I have Damon Baird. I have Augustus Cole. I have Anthony Carmine. Those are all correct. I have Ben Carmine, which is not correct. He's in Gears of War 2. And I have Alan Kim. That is not correct. So that gives you 1, 2, 3, 4 on top of your 1, 2, 3, 4. That gives you 8 points, sir. So before I crown you, so it's Victor Hoffman.
Victor.
My favorite character in that game. It's Min Kim.
Dang it.
And you guys forgot the second man in Dominic
Yeah,
Santiago.
I couldn't remember his last name.
You forgot Dom. How could you forget Dom?
I didn't know his last name.
Oh my God.
You guys left like probably the
I was-
most favorite character, second favorite character in the game.
I was thinking.
Come on, stop dying.
He's so shocked.
I'm like, who are the 4 people? There's Cole, Marcus, and then Bear, that piece of crap, and then a Carmine. That's a 4, right? I think that's the 4 people.
But then Carmine died, but
Then they got a new Carmine. I'm thinking Ben Carmine came. Because I never liked playing as Dom.
There
so
wasn't a new Carmine until the second one.
That
Correct.
really sucks. Like, we probably forget him.
No,
That's
I knew there was Dom. I just couldn't remember his last name, so there was no point.
Santiago.
Yeah.
All right.
I was thinking Sanchez.
And that makes you, Johnny, this week's trivia champion.
All that crying and whining.
I still
Right.
didn't like it. I'll fact check that.
It's okay. Well, that's Gears 1, one of the pinnacle games of that generation.
All right, guys. Well, that's fan favorites.
Did I say
There
fan
you
faves?
go.
Did I say it?
You didn't.
Trivia.
That's trivia. Hopefully, you guys did all right because I was scared.
There's in-game boss fight.
General Ram.
So it's a sad day, guys. Toys R Us is possibly filing for bankruptcy. So the mega store has a total of $400 million that they must pay back by the end of fiscal 2017. They have a grand total of over, get this, no lie, this is with a B, $4 billion that they owe in total.
Damn.
Yeah, it's a lot of money, right? So they are currently exploring some options to secure additional financing and funding, and they might sell off some holdings. And of course, they're seriously considering filing for bankruptcy.
They forgot a 0 at the end of that 400 million.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
That would turn it into 4 billion.
Not, bro. At the end of this year, they have to pay back 400 mil. That has to be paid back this year. The billion is still money they owe. It just doesn't have to be paid back right now.
No, right
Yeah.
now?
Yes, right now.
Okay.
So Toys R Us goes down. What's that look like? And what's that look like for the gaming market, the toy market, the collectibles market?
I don't think gaming and collectibles are affected too much by this. Toys R Us doesn't really sell too many collectibles, if any. I mean, I suppose, amiibos, I guess.
I think they're huge in the Skylanders market. When Skylanders was a thing, Toys to Life, like a lot of the developers invested in Toys R Us with Toys to Life because you walk in there and half a wall is just Toys to Life.
I was out of Toys R Us not too long ago, and they had, I kid you not, buy one get 3 free for Disney Infinity.
Yeah,
because that game they're not making anymore.
it got canceled, so that's probably why.
Well, yeah.
But Skylanders, he's right. Certain toys, this is big for. It's not going to hurt gaming. It's not going to hurt any industry, but it's a sad day for people who remember the store with fond memories. And more importantly, I think this is sad just for where retail is going to go. Because if you'd have asked somebody 15 years ago, Toys R Us going under, you'd have been like, not likely.
Yeah.
And that's where we're at now.
I knew something was up when I saw Toys R Us close, not too far from where I live. And I'm like, damn, this is a Toys R Us we're talking about.
They're dropping, yeah.
They lasted as long as they could.
Yep. So, we'll get into that about why they're closing or what we think. But who does this help the most? GameStop, Target, Best Buy? Like, does this help other retailers at all?
Do you mean out of those three?
Well, out of any retailer, and I'm talking brick and mortar. Let's just stick to the brick and mortar for the moment.
No, I get you, but out of GameStop, Target, and Best Buy?
Or anyone, any other company you can think of.
Considering Best Buy doesn't sell any toys.
They sell electronics, and they do sell the Skylanders figures.
Considering Best Buy doesn't sell any toys.
Skylanders figures are toys. They're toys.
When I say toys, when you think Toys R Us, do you think Skylanders?
Yes.
No, you think...
How are you going to tell me what I think?
You think toys. You think Legos. Mm-hmm. You think maybe board games. You think, Nerf guns. Toys.
I think this definitely still affects Best Buy to some degree.
I don't think it affects Best Buy.
I think
literally at all.
I think this helps everybody else because that's one chance that you have of someone going to your store instead of your competitors versus Toys R Us. Because if they went to Toys R Us, they weren't going to you. Now that they're going to be gone, more likely, that's one opportunity per person to come to you. So I think that potentially could help anybody.
So, like you don't think that it's going to affect Best Buy, but even if 10% of what Toys R Us sold was video games, and that let's say that was $2 million a year, which is a small amount. If Best Buy gets $1 million of that, that's $1 million Best Buy games.
I understand the obvious fact that blank store is gone, so now I'll go to other store.
Right.
I get that.
That will help Best Buy.
As far as there weren't very many people going, I could go to Toys R Us. I go to Best Buy, or I could go to Best Buy. Maybe not.
That's your opinion. You don't actually.
That's fair.
You don't actually know how many people were buying video games and electronics at Toys R Us.
Apparently not enough.
Although I would like to know that.
Yeah, well, that's not necessarily true. You said apparently not enough. It could have been a lot. Their debt might have nothing to do with their video game sales. It could be them making other bad purchases and decisions because that giant store has a bunch of toys and other nonsense in there that could not have been selling even if their video game and electronics department was.
I am not thinking video games when I think of Toys R Us.
Right, you don't, but other people could is all I'm trying to say.
Okay. And
their debt could be from other things. So for instance, Best Buy, they have like those stores within their stores like Magnolia Theaters, right? So that part of Best Buy does not do well, right? But other parts of Best Buy do. So if Best Buy has a large amount of debt because they bought all these, $15,000 TVs that aren't doing very well, that doesn't mean that you can say that all of Best Buy was bad. Just this one part is pulling all the rest down. So that's where I think, I don't know where Toys R Us is at, but that's a possibility. So you don't think this helps any retailer then, Joshua?
No, I think it helps them all. None specifically.
Okay. You don't think it helps anyone?
Well, again, the obvious fact that blank store is gone, so I'll go to the other store. That's, literally obvious.
Okay. Dang.
But when I'm thinking of Target, Best Buy, and GameStop, I'm thinking this would benefit Target more because they actually sell what I consider toys.
What about Walmart?
Walmart's not on this list. I was literally going off. I know you said that, but I asked on 3 separate occasions, do you mean GameStop, Target, and Best Buy?
I said no. I said any retailer you can think of.
All right. Well, out of these 3, Target. That helps Target.
I literally just said the opposite of what you said.
Yes, it helps them because they sell the same toys.
Thank you, Joshua.
But that's about it.
Yeah, I think this helps none of them, honestly. I think retail is dead. I think this actually spells doom for all of them.
Are you going to buy everything on Amazon?
So
I think the brick and mortar is going to just disappear in the next 10 years?
I think that's what's going to happen, in my opinion.
But what if you don't have an internet connection in your home?
So
Amazon's going to open up stores.
So what I'd like to look at is why would they go under? Was it their own incompetence? Was it the fact that people weren't shopping there? They were an old, outdated method as far as their customer service compared to Walmart and Target and GameStop? Or was it online? What was the reason?
I honestly couldn't say. It's not like kids don't want toys.
That's true. They do. I think it's a mix of Walmart and Target and their online stores as well, and Amazon.
Toys R Us has an online store.
They do. But if you look, you can look at websites that are the top 50 or 100 or whatever. Toys R Us nowhere near there.
Of course
They're
not.
nowhere near the top 100.
But why?
You-
What's different?
You're going to jump on that bandwagon. You see advertising for Amazon and Walmart. They're everywhere. You hardly ever see advertising for Toys R Us.
Well, yeah, that's one thing. Maybe the marketing, and then also maybe where they're marketing.
Toys R Us kid. I don't want to be a
That's
Walmart.
not even a slogan anymore.
It's
I don't wanna
really
be
not.
a Walmart kid.
You know what the mascot is? Ask
It's
the
still
average
Jeffrey
person.
the giraffe. but
Ask
they
the average
changed
kid
them.
or person now who the mascot of Toys R Us is. They don't know.
No one knows. Yeah,
Well, who's the mascot of Walmart? Ain't got one.
It's the roll ball.
it's the roll. Yeah, it's the
It's the
rollback.
rollback ball.
Yeah, it's
Is
called
that-
the
is
rollback.
that is that the smiley face?
Yes. It's the opposite of Watchmen.
You know the Target one.
Is it the target?
It's the dog.
Oh no, it's a dog.
It's
Yeah,
Spot.
Spot.
Bullseye
Yeah.
slash spot.
Yeah,
Spot.
it's bullseye slash spot. Good,
Best Buy doesn't have one.
good cover up there. Yeah, I think retail's gone. I think this spells doom for all of them.
I
This is a
wouldn't go-
bad thing.
I wouldn't go that far. I mean, people still would rather go to a store than order online and wait days.
I think
for you to get
Walmart
your
and
thing.
Target will be fine. I think GameStop's in trouble. Best Buy's already been closing stores. They're in trouble.
Best Buy's been closing.
yeah,
stores.
Best Buy's in trouble. Big time trouble.
Best Buy's going to be the next one.
And then it's all these big box stores. JCPenney, Macy's, Sears. They're
Yeah,
all.
those places suck though.
I mean, in your opinion, but just like the same way that you feel about Toys R Us, someone else from the 1970s and 80s, they feel that way about Sears, JCPenney, and
Yep.
Macy's. Those were the stores
Yeah.
to buy everything at.
Yeah.
Yep, they're not the hotness
And
anymore.
they're falling.
Now you
They're
have
falling fast.
Hot Topic and Forever
It's
21.
all about Kmart.
Remember
Sure.
KB
Marshalls.
Toys? Remember KB Toys?
Yeah, that was a sad day too.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is bad news. I think for retail in general, they're gone.
Like kids don't want toys no more.
You buy them online.
Remember
you got
when-
Amazon Prime, they get there next day.
Remember when they had shopping sprees in Toys R Us stores?
I don't think I ever had that. I remember the Toys R Us catalog
I'm-
coming every holiday and just circling everything I want.
I had no money, so I didn't do any of these things.
Well, we were kids. None of us had money.
Yeah, but I didn't
Unless
have
you were
anyone that
privileged
would.
out there.
I wouldn't have
an
anyone
allowance.
that I could give a circled catalog to go expect to buy anything off of it.
Yeah,
You don't give it to
that's
someone.
fair.
You keep it for yourself, and you just
Kinda.
look. You vicariously are playing
You
games by
dream.
flipping through that magazine.
Yeah.
That's why you had video game magazines. You knew you were never going to get all those games, so you just read about them.
Fair enough. All right, well, that is our piece on Toys R Us, and goodbye, Toys R Us, because I think you're going to be done the next 5 years. You'll last a little bit, but it's time.
You'll be like that one Radio Shack store that's still open somewhere.
Yeah, they're up there. I think they have like 5 stores.
Yeah,
left.
they're out there
done.
still.
Like, how did Kmart outlive Toys R Us?
I believe Kmart is owned by someone else. I want to say it's like Sears or something.
How did Sears outlast
Yeah,
Toys R
Sears-
Us?
Still
Toys R
has a
Us, Sears
couple-
has been around a lot longer than Toys R Us.
Yeah.
It has been, but I mean,
That's
come
why.
on.
They're holding on to the
It's
last
Toys R
thread.
Us.
Yeah, they're almost done too. All right, guys. So Speedrun every week. We'll break down 10 news stories and/or fun facts that didn't quite make the list for a full segment. We give ourselves 1 minute per topic before we move on to the next topic, finished or not. We got to go fast.
Like a speeding bullet.
In the speed run, Stephen King's horror movie It has the largest horror film opening ever, 117 million on the opening weekend.
You know, that doesn't sound like a lot anymore after like all these Disney movies and these blockbusters.
And what you think about for horror movies? I think horror movies are generally low budget films. Not low budget like bad quality, but I don't think it costs too much money to make a horror
No,
film.
it's not going to cost $100 million.
I think it's one of the least expensive genres, I'd say,
Yeah.
to make.
Yeah, I think what you need to frighten people is not the same as you need for the action set pieces
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
So that's true.
Good for you, horror movie It's.
I mean, my mom saw it, girlfriend saw it.
I mean, I think this is good because this is a kind of reimagining of a classic horror film, and that,
book.
and book, and that doesn't get a lot of good treatments for remakes.
Fair.
The original movie was good and very long. It was one of those movies where it came on like 2 VHS tapes because it was so long.
Oh
back in
dang,
the
like
day.
Titanic.
Like yeah,
Yep.
like Titanic,
Yeah.
man.
First half, remove cassette tape.
Mm-hmm. Damn.
Take you 5 minutes just to remove it and replace it.
The kids out there, they don't even know what we're talking about. They don't even understand what VHS is.
Do we set the timer?
We did.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, this is a long
We
minute.
still got time. That's all.
I guess you could cut it out. Next. Disney plans to pull their Marvel, Disney, Star Wars, and other franchise films from Netflix as it gears up for its own streaming service dated for release in late 2018, early 2019.
I'm surprised it's that far out.
I mean, it takes time for them to make this sort of thing, the infrastructure.
Yeah, I can believe that, but as much money as Big Ears has, They could do it, but I think they want to just really take their time with
Yeah,
it.
I want to make sure they do it right. I mean, again, I don't think it's easy to just make a streaming service out of nothing, even with money. You know, they have unlimited amounts of money. But what I'm looking at is they're calling their shots against Netflix, and Netflix, I'm sure, knew this was coming, but that's a lot of content they're losing. I mean, not even just the movies and TV shows. Garrett's over here cheesing. He's so happy.
I don't care. I own all these already.
But also think about all the TV shows, all the Disney TV shows, Phineas and Ferb, all the Disney, like, straight-to-video type stuff.
There honestly aren't that many Disney TV shows on there, sadly. I wish there were more.
Yeah.
I wish, like, you know, DuckTales, Darkwing Duck.
But even, like I mean, not that I watch
Wizards
it.
of Waverly Place, I think, is on there.
Yeah, stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
those kind of things are going to go away.
But again, there's not
No,
that
not too
many.
much.
No, Phineas and Ferb.
Or
Wizards
even
of
like the
Waverly
children's
Place.
shows, like
Next.
Nintendo of America President Reggie Fils-Aimé made a statement that the prospect of seeing VR come to the Switch is very unlikely.
You know what? I'm perfectly fine with that.
I'm okay with that too. I mean, I don't need a VR headset to go with my detached Joy-Cons.
yeah, I don't really care about VR too much at this moment. I think there will be a place for it, but it's not here. And what, you know, it's funny, just real quick, we've heard very little about VR in 2017.
Mhm.
Like, very little. That's interesting. One thing that was funny that Fils-Aimé did say was that he felt, and I think he spoke for Nintendo with this, was that they felt that VR was not fun. They felt that it was not going to be a fun experience to bring to one of their consoles.
I mean, I can see that. What would you really do with a Nintendo IP? I mean, the only thing I can really see benefit from VR would be like Metroid Prime.
I think they have a lot of uses for it. I just don't think it's in the place yet where we can utilize it to a degree that people would really experience and have fun with Nintendo product.
I don't think you could have a fun Mario game when you don't see Mario.
I think you can still see Mario in VR. You can just have yourself immersed in the world in a different way.
I mean, is that how VR works?
I mean,
Yeah, you can definitely do however you want.
I don't see how you could have a third-person Mario game in VR.
Next.
Bethesda will release a new and unannounced game in 2018. Could this be Elder Scrolls 6 or Fallout 5?
Nope.
Nope.
New
It's
IP.
not. It'll be a new IP, that's for certain.
New IP.
Yeah.
And then next year after that will be Elder Scrolls.
No, next year after that will be Skyrim.
Elder Scrolls
Again.
Online 2.
They won't. Yeah,
they're
that
going to
can
do
happen.
Skyrim again, bro.
ESO 2.
There will be a new Skyrim on whatever
Or
system.
just a new expansion
before
for Skyrim.
there's Elder Scrolls 6.
Elder Scrolls Fallout expansion today.
I'm interested
play
to
that.
see what they do with this. You know, I wouldn't mind them making another, you know, open world type game like Elder Scrolls or Fallout. Maybe something sci-fi.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, what other setting could there be? We have kind of old fantasy. We have post-apocalyptic.
Space, man.
Modern, I guess. Yeah, I guess that would be the next frontier.
Yeah, I mean, Mass Effect dropped a big old pile on us with Andromeda, so maybe take over there a little bit.
Pick up the pieces.
Yeah, that would be
Where
awesome.
people where it's lacking.
Yeah, I would like that personally.
Yeah, I can do that.
They already
Anything
have
else?
they already have horror with Evil Within.
Horror. Next. L.A. Noire is being made available on Xbox One, PS4, and Nintendo Switch. Could this be the setup for a possible L.A. Noire 2?
Absolutely.
I
I see it.
I don't think so. I'd like it to be, but I don't think L.A. Noire was that popular where they would make a second one.
That's why they're trying to bring it back.
I don't have the numbers, but it was fairly popular. I mean,
I
it
enjoyed
sold,
it.
It sold well enough that they made their money back for sure. I don't think Rockstar has made a game in the last several years, maybe 10, 15 years, that has just failed. L.A. Noire
Chinatown Wars?
on the DS,
Yeah.
that didn't fail.
Okay.
That was very popular game on
It
the
just had
Nintendo
Grand
DS.
Theft Auto, and people
Yeah.
ate it all up. All the kids ate it all
I
up.
think Rockstar probably wants to continue with other IP. They have
Table tennis.
Ugh, not that.
That didn't make it.
No.
You think
Found
LA,
one.
You think a sequel to L.A. Noire will come before Bully?
Absolutely.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know if they want to continue Bully.
I don't think they do at this point. I don't know, but they
Yeah.
don't care about it, really.
It's not one of their front running, IPs they got. I mean, we're getting Red Dead 2. We for sure will get a new Grand Theft Auto down the
yeah.
line.
I'm sure
of
we'll see
course.
L.A. Noire and like some type of VR experience.
Next.
3 manga or Japanese comic website uploaders have been arrested for posting scans of the latest One Piece issue ahead of its release date. The uploaded spoiler pages generated an estimated $3.5 million in revenue for the 2 websites.
That's crazy.
Say what?
That's a lot of money, man. For them to have it up for arguably a couple of days or whatever, and then make that much money from traffic, whatever they're doing to get money. But, jeez.
That's for releasing the comic early.
Or,
How do they get that?
I don't know.
Or maybe they already have it and they just can't upload it until it's released.
No, I'm probably pretty sure they got it
Knowing
by
somebody-
illegal means.
I think maybe somebody in the inside.
Maybe, or I mean
knows,
distribution.
Like, I don't know, like a nephew or something.
maybe, but I mean, it could be distribution. Like, I don't know what the equivalent of UPS is in Japan, but those have to get shipped out. JPS. God. Yes. So if JPS has to ship these out to all these places weeks ahead of time, or at the production facility where the book is made, you get one somehow from there.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
Yeah, it really could be from anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, but come on, you knew this was going to happen. Like, why would you even risk this?
Well, I mean, they'd never been arrested before for this. This is the first time.
Next.
Shia LaBeouf will not be reprising his role as Mutt Williams in the new Indiana Jones 5 film.
That's not his name.
It's Mutt Williams.
That is not his
What's
name.
his name?
Indiana Jones Jr.
That is not his name.
I actually don't remember.
I could say
Mutt.
now that I
It's
think
Mutt.
about it.
I could just say good. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, it is good. I mean, nothing against Shia LaBeouf,
Oh, apparently.
but it wasn't a good character for the films.
Yeah, no, I felt like it was just kind of thrown in there just to add some star power at the time.
I agree.
Because he was doing a lot of good stuff at the time.
He was doing popular stuff. I don't know if that constitutes good.
Disturbia was pretty good.
Was that at the time?
It was around there.
I just
think
went
he's more
ahead
well
and
known for Transformers than Disturbia.
right. That's what I was like.
what
Why
I
did you go
would've went with.
Transformers or Holes?
Holes.
Yeah.
Oh, if you
Oh,
want to
a
go
long time
back.
ago,
to-
yeah.
I just fact checked myself, by the way. His name is Mutt Williams in Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull.
Oh, I
So,
thought that was a joke because you didn't like him.
Even
nah, so
Stevens.
shut it.
Oh, no, it's Steven Spielberg made the joke. Or
Maybe.
Lucas.
Yeah, I don't know. But yes, I'm glad about that. What I'm not glad about is this movie is coming out.
Yeah.
I don't need it to come
We
out
don't-
at
we
all.
don't
I
need
don't want it.
another one, right?
Don't want it.
Old indie again.
Indy's not going anywhere, guys.
Next.
The Pokemon Company's CEO, come on, really? Sunekazu
That was close.
Ishihara
There you go. Anime.
made a statement to Bloomberg that he felt strongly that the Nintendo Switch would fail and had made his opinion known to Nintendo.
Yeah, so this was pretty interesting. He made the statement that he felt nobody would want to have a handheld device that large in light of the fact that we all have tablets and phones already.
I mean, when you think about it, that's logical. That's a logical a reason or
Yeah, it's a logical route to have your mind go to.
yeah, to come up with that, to
Right.
come to that conclusion.
The thing I think that no one thought about except Nintendo obviously was you can't take Nintendo games on those devices. So if you don't have another option to play Zelda on a handheld device, you go get the Nintendo one if you're a fan.
Well, they have their own handheld device though. Like I would just go just with a DS.
Well, but I mean that's not as powerful as the Switch.
It's not, but I mean, if you're coming from you can't take Nintendo games on the go, their biggest selling, device is a Nintendo system before on the go.
Well, but what I mean is like you wouldn't be able to take their AAA big giant titles like a fully fleshed out Zelda or Mario Kart.
Yeah,
or
like you're not
Odyssey.
going to get Breath of the Wild on the DS.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
Fair point.
So if you want it, then you've got to go get their console, and I think that's where they're at.
And people want it.
Yeah, it's selling very well.
He needs to rethink his strategy.
Yeah, I mean, he admitted it, which is so is big man to me.
Yeah, and they have a big Pokemon game coming to the Switch.
Next. Nintendo continues to work on bringing third-party games to the Nintendo Switch as both Resident Evil Revelations 1 and 2 are coming to the console.
I mean, I'll say it again, man. I'm impressed.
I think you mean Resident Evil Revelations.
I remember when they made that mistake on the box. Yeah, Nintendo, you're doing a bang up job, man. You are bringing out hits. You're bringing out content. You're giving people a reason to buy your console for more than 5 games. Great job. Keep it up. I'm impressed.
There should be no reason why Resident Evil isn't on the Switch. It's been on every Nintendo platform since the Nintendo 64.
Yeah, I mean, this is good just for Resident Evil, and you're right. It got its fame. Really, realistically, it's modern day fame from Resident Evil
4.
Yeah, 4
Yeah, absolutely.
on the GameCube, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I just like the fact that Nintendo they're just every week we're hearing this game's coming out, this game's coming, they're porting this.
Yep.
Darn good job, Nintendo. I'm happy for you.
Well, keep it up.
This
Yeah.
is replacing all the backwards compatibility stuff that we're not getting yet.
Yeah, and
And-
keyword yet. We're still getting it.
Yeah, one day.
One day, someday.
Yeah, but next.
The distribution rights for the James Bond franchise are still up for purchase, and now Apple and Amazon are in the mix along with Warner Brothers, Sony, Fox, and Universal. The rights are still currently held by MGM.
Man, what a rat race.
What does Apple want with Bond?
From what
Watches. Think about it.
Oh my
Think about
gosh.
it. Yeah.
They
Yeah,
would
you were
sell-
laughing at me first.
They would sell so many Apple Watches if they had like a James
A
Bond
Bond
commercial.
version.
Doo-doo, 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 doo-doo.
Oh, hold on. My call.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's like a
that'd be
ringtone or something like that. I was thinking more so the watch from like GoldenEye 64.
Yeah, that would be sick too. But Apple specifically, from what sources are saying, I mean not my sources, but sources are saying that they want to have James Bond into a TV presence, make a TV show about it.
Oh, man, that could still be your sources.
And all the phones are Apple iPhones that they use.
Probably. I mean, people do. That's how movies are nowadays, anyway.
I don't know. I kind of want MGM to keep it because
They're selling it, so
yeah.
they don't want
why.
it.
They want the money.
This is
They
not
probably need money. I don't know.
poor MGM.
Poor Metro Golden Wind Mayor.
Is this
Yeah.
going to affect
End.
That was good timing. All right, guys. Well, that's what we've got for our speed run. Let us know what you thought. Give us some topics for next week's speed run if you find any news stories that you feel would fit the bill. All right, name that game. This is our game segment where there's 3 video games, 2 competing hosts, and clues that lead to the correct answers. Use your wits, match the clues, and name the game.
All right, let's go. Let's do this. 3P coming. Let's go.
Okay, let's do this.
All right. So it's hard for me to try and get games that both of you have played because I don't know what you played. I know what I've played. So good luck.
So we have to play Garrett. We have to play Garrett because games that he's probably played.
All right. Game number 1. Clue number 1. Your sister has been kidnapped.
Banjo-Kazooie.
Damn, that was quick. Okay, fair. That is correct.
I was like, tell me it's right. Dang it.
All right. So 1, Joshua. Sadly, Johnny did not even get a shot.
Nope.
0. Oh, it's about to get harder. Maybe. Play as a reptile and collect gems.
Gecko. Gex.
Well, you only get 1.
Well, that's what I meant was Gex.
Okay, incorrect.
Oh, I thought. You said play as a reptile and collect gems. Spyro.
Incorrect. A 3D platformer on the PS1.
Klonoa?
No, I don't think he's a reptile. Pretty sure he's some sort of marsupial.
Yeah. I just threw it out there.
No clue. Pass.
Gotta save the Gabbos.
No, I don't think I played. Pass.
Pass.
All right, no problem. He wears a backpack. It's like a leather brown backpack.
Daxter.
I mean,
Daxter.
at least try.
I don't know, man.
Reptiles, man.
Pass.
All right.
Just throwing games out.
Okay. It's a sort of amphibian reptile.
Pass.
Okay, tell you what. How about you guys just start naming reptiles?
Gecko.
Incorrect.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Incorrect. All right. This reptile has teeth.
Iguana.
Wow. They do not have teeth.
Iguanas don't have teeth?
They do not have teeth.
Oddworld.
Did not think this would be this difficult. After a while.
Crocodile. Crocodile Dundee.
Short for crocodile.
Croc?
Alligator.
Bingo, Johnny. The game is called Croc.
Yeah. You
Jesus.
played some whack games.
Did you
bro.
play Croc?
No, I don't know what this is.
Oh, I know what it is. I did not play it.
I got one.
Croc was fun. I only played the demo. All right.
Congratulations, you picked a game none of us have played.
I played it, sort of. All right, 1 Joshua, 1 Johnny. Just come down to this. Be quick. You have to be quicker than that. Traverse the city in style.
Jet Set Radio.
Did he get it?
Actually, incorrect.
Pass. I'm gonna get this wrong if I don't know. Let's go.
Avoid the beat cops.
Mark Echoes.
Incorrect.
Okay.
Leave your mark all over the city before time runs out and beat the clock.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Incorrect. The character's name is Beat.
Beat the game.
You roller skates around the city, tagging walls. Joshua almost had it.
Jack Ryan Radio.
There you go.
I've never heard of this.
Jack Ryan Radio?
No.
No,
God, these games are so obscure you picked
It
this
was
week.
on the Dreamcast. It's actually pretty
I
popular.
never played Dreamcast.
I knew it was
in my
something
life.
close because it was like, no.
Yeah, because there's Jet Grind Radio and Jet Set Radio.
Yeah.
Jet
He's on
Grind
roller-
was the
he's-
first one.
He's on rollerblades, isn't he?
I
He
knew
was
it was
on
something
rollerblades.
Jet because you almost gave him the answer, but
Yeah, but you stopped after that.
he stopped. So good job, Joshua.
A win's a win. I get my first 3-peat ever.
Good job.
Yay.
How's it feel to be in the winner's circle?
It's confusing.
All right, well, that's name the game, guys. Hopefully you did better than we did because we did
I
horribly.
mean, surely the listeners have played those games.
You picked some fairly obscure games, I think.
Leave Shirley alone.
Banjo-Kazooie is not obscure.
No, that wasn't. He got that immediately. The other two.
And honestly, Jet Grind Radio is pretty popular.
Not enough.
Just not enough for you.
Yeah, or him. He
I mean,
literally,
he almost had it.
but he did not.
He got the sequel.
All right, so listener mail. Garrett, go ahead and read electronic mail number 1 here.
Email number 1 is from Carlos. Carlos says, "What's a game you just couldn't get into no matter how hard you tried? Not necessarily the worst game ever, just a game that was just impossible for you to move past 15 minutes."
All right, I'll keep it brief because we're running low on our time here. For me, a game I just couldn't get into was Final Fantasy 13.
Yeah, that's fair.
I couldn't get into the character Lightning. She just seemed like female Cloud, but different, and it just didn't ring true to me.
It's exactly what it is.
Yeah, so that was mine. I could not. I love Final Fantasy, could not get into that one.
She's not a clone though.
No, she's not.
Spoiler alert.
So I've tried and tried. This is recent. Middle Earth Shadows of Mordor.
Okay.
Can't do it. Can't get into it. It's supposed to be, or from what I'm hearing, it's Assassin's Creed mixed with Batman, but the combat, in my opinion, is lackluster compared to Batman. It's mostly the same. Get your combo up and do a takedown, but the fluidity and just the control of your character does not feel nearly as tight and fun as me playing Batman.
Fair enough.
So for me, I've tried to get into Call of Duty. I've tried. I mean, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare was really good.
Yep.
I played Modern Warfare 2 because it was the thing to play, and then just after that, I just couldn't get into keeping up with those.
Were you
games.
more multiplayer or campaign?
I'm more multiplayer at first, but I do enjoy a good campaign story, as Johnny said earlier. So, campaign always comes first, and then I dive into multiplayer afterwards.
No, was there any particular one that you tried to get into and couldn't?
There's a game I just can't.
Just none of them.
It.
Probably Ghosts.
Just no Call of Duties. All right, cool. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
I was going to edit that out. Thank you, Carlos, for your email. Go ahead and read number 2, Joshua.
All right, this is from Morris. Morris says, just want to say it was big of you to admit you were wrong about the Switch, Johnny. You ripped on it pretty hard on the Nintendo Switch episode, and I've been playing catch-up on episodes and was curious how you would respond to its success. Good job taking that prediction fail with dignity. Also, Nintendo for life.
Yeah, Nintendo for life.
Forever!
Now, Johnny, did you pick this email just because it's kind of, upplaying you? And,
well, no, I picked it.
Hyping you up?
I did pick it because he specifically did mention me, but I also picked it because we had some Nintendo stuff that we were discussing in our speedrun. I thought it went hand in hand pretty well. And I thought also, if this guy, Morris, thank you for the email, by the way, if he feels this way, maybe other people who are listening were like, dang, Johnny, you ripped on Nintendo pretty hard. And I want to say, like, I think I was fair in my assessment, and I had some...
You weren't.
I had some hesitancy that probably many of us had, and Nintendo...
I don't think many of us did.
It was just you.
So Nintendo put it to rest. And Nintendo's doing well right now. They're making good moves. I thought maybe the console would sell and then they wouldn't have any games. We discussed that, and they didn't have any games. They did not, and let's agree they didn't, right? When we talked about it, they had Zelda drop, and then we said, well, what are we going to play now? We'll wait 4 months for Super Mario Odyssey.
I don't know, because I feel like I had stretched out that there is a game for everybody coming out. You got your shooter in Splatoon, you got your fighting game in ARMS.
Right, but how many games is 5 games? That's my point. How many games is 5? It's just 5 games.
I mean, the system just came out.
That's not an excuse to not have, a dozen games or so at high quality. Other consoles did it. But Nintendo has alleviated that. They every week, every other week, this game's getting ported, that game's getting ported, so-and-so game's coming out. They're getting games. And that was my biggest gripe with the console when it first released, was that they didn't have any games. They didn't have anything announced. It was just Splatoon, Mario gets remade on the console, Zelda, and Super Mario. That was it. And now they've got games.
They've got a bunch of indie stuff every week.
You get my applause. So there you go. So you're welcome, Morris.
They deserve a bigger applause, but we're doing a podcast. So
that's what they'll
I don't think Morris outright thanked you. So I don't know what that you're welcome Morris was for.
I suppose he didn't. I hope you're happy, Morris. All right. Well, thank you for that. Cool. So guys, if you want to email us, reach out to us. Contact@scspodcast. Oh, you guys want to say something on that, or?
I mean, listener question?
Oh, yeah. I always forget that part.
You do.
All right. So last week's listener question was, if you could have any character from a video game or anything be on the podcast, who would it be? For me, it'd be Bowser.
On our podcast.
I mean, I'm sure he can talk. So I want to ask
Yeah,
him,
he can.
why do you steal the princess? Why do you continue to harass her and take her against her will?
Yeah, she's not even that great.
I mean, she's awesome, but what do you like about her? What's up, dude? Like, talk. What's the story behind this?
Making Mario go through trials and tribulations.
Maybe it's not so much. Yeah. Maybe it's not so
not
much
about
about
Peach.
getting Peach.
About
Maybe it's so
getting
much
Mario.
about putting Mario through hell.
Maybe he really loves Mario, so to get Mario to come to him.
Kind of like that Batman Joker thing.
Mhm.
There's a kind of like unspoken love.
Yeah, on one side.
Huh.
So that's mine.
Fair. Let's see. For me, I just had it. I mean, I guess technically not really from a video game, but was in a video game. Bigsby.
That like rat rodent thing.
What are you talking about?
Oh, Bigsby Wolf
There you
from
go.
Fable.
Yes, from Fable. I think it'd be cool to have not only like a podcast with them, but just to chit chat, see the things you've seen. Hear some stories.
I mean,
think
he's
that'd
literally
be
a
cool.
story. So.
He's a Fable.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Mm-hmm. All right.
Because the comic is called Fables.
Yes, it is.
Gotcha.
That's a good one. Good one. Okay. JG, what you got
Can we have the announcer? Can we get him?
from Halo?
I mean, he'd be great for audio,
He
but what
would.
would he talk about?
Whatever we tell him to talk about.
Hey, announcer, how you doing? Feeling good.
I don't even think it'd be that much. What if it's just like, all right, what did you think about the movie? Kill-tacular. All right, that's a good rating.
Unfriggin' believable.
There you go.
All right, cool. That's our choices. For next week's listener question, got a good one from Garrett. Maybe, baby.
One day Josh will.
Do you have one?
Nope.
Okay. So I would like to hear next week's listener question. What is your pet peeve in gaming? Specifically gaming. What bugs you that certain games just do, or maybe even a certain storyline in a certain game? What bugs you in a video game?
What grinds your gears?
I suppose you could go that way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your pet peeve in gaming? Let us know, guys. Sound off in our Twitter at SuperCoop Squad. Email us, contact@scspodcast.net. There's also going to, of course, be links to those in our show notes. Just click the details and description of this episode. You can go ahead and get taken right to either of those places to sound off and chat with us on the listener question. All right, into the podcast, guys. End game boss fight. So every week at the end of the show, we'll talk about what's going on with us and give each other some in-game bosses to figure out how to defeat, and we'll discuss how we did it at the end of next week's episode. So last week, Joshua gave me freaking Apocalypse, the X-Men villain, to defeat somehow. So I'm getting the crap into the stick here with these villains. You know what? I'm a mutant. I have the mutant ability to argue very, very well and never give up. And so I am simply...
I got him to kill himself.
No. That was Saren who.
I know,
that's the
that
actual
was-
thing.
I was doing
I know
that.
what you're doing, jerk.
Thought that was funny.
I am just going to side with him and be his minion, and he won't kill me. And that's how I win, by not dying.
So did you argue to join him?
No, because since I'm a mutant, he won't murder me viciously, and I'm not very powerful, so I'll be low on his scale, but he'll allow me to live, and so I win because I didn't die.
You Apocalypse, I'm coming to bargain.
No. I just let him know, hey, big A.
Oh,
I'm a mutant like you, man. Like, I just argue really, really well. I'm very good with words.
You think you could have just argued him not to take over the world?
No, I'm not that good. I'm not that good at arguing. Just good enough to where he won't murder me. So that's how I survived.
Okay.
Yep. So I did it. All right.
I don't know if that really counts as defeating him.
I lived. All
It's a
right.
stalemate. Nobody wins.
It's one of the. It's not. I didn't get the best ending in the game. I just got an ending of the game.
It's not the true ending.
Right. So for me this week, I went to both my cousins' football games, Noah and Caleb. Both of them they did pretty well. I was watching them play, and got work to do, but I like seeing the progress they've made since the last couple of times I've seen Noah play, and Caleb had a couple good hits. So good job to both you guys. Shout out there. It was fun hanging out yesterday, just eating pizza and stuff, playing Zombie 15. New board game I got them. That was pretty sick. So good weekend, and yeah, I'm happy to have done all that stuff. So that's me.
And Destiny.
And of course Destiny, playing that, having fun with that.
So you gave up Enter the Gungeon?
I'll get back to it. But yeah, I mean, I only play so much. All right. Garrett, next week you are gonna have to go ahead and you're gonna have to fight a trash can that spits garbage at you.
Okay.
But it's hot garbage.
As you would say, Johnny, I have an app for that.
Okay, cool. So you got to fight a trash can that spits garbage. Like when you play a video game and like it spits garbage or spits something in the air, then you see like the little like the shadow of it falling at you. You have to like roll and dodge that. Then it can also shoot like waves of it at you, so like that.
I already know how to beat him, but I can't tell you.
Nope, this is his boss fight. You're not there.
I already know how to beat him too.
All right, so how'd you beat last week's, and then let us know how your week was.
What was last week's again?
Last week's you had about a dozen or so small soldiers from the movie Small
Damn.
Soldiers.
Yeah, and you know what? I meant to watch the movie to study.
I am Archer, leader of the Gorgonites.
It's been a long time. I forgot what they did. Wasn't there some chip in them or something like that? I don't know.
Yeah, they got the microchip.
Can you stop helping him? Let him do his own battle.
No, he's asking about the movie.
I was going. I'm telling the story. Yeah, so I got some lightning, and then I just fried their chips.
Thanks, Joshua, for helping him.
I was already on that path.
Mm-hmm. All right, how was your week?
Anyway, let's see. All right, good stuff. Good stuff happened. I leveled up all my characters, level 20 in Injustice.
Oh, I was like, in Destiny? Damn, that was quick.
Oh, kind of getting there. So I got that achievement, checked out all their endings, got that achievement. They started a new legendary multiverse where for certain characters, and the multiverse never ends, but you do a lot of work. And I'm not exaggerating. A lot of work to get these legendary items, legendary gear. So I mean, we're talking like defeat for Batman, it's defeat 200, Arkham enemies or something like that from Batman, followed by clear the classic arena mode or whatever you would call that on hard. And there's like 7 other milestones that you have to achieve before you can even attempt to do the multiverse. So,
and what do you get?
You get the legendary gear.
Okay, so it's like a skin and stuff?
No, it's a legendary gear.
And what does it do?
Well, it's different for each character.
So it's like
fair enough.
Exotic gear for Injustice.
Like even more exotic than exotic. Like it's like crazy exotic.
Cool. Good luck, man.
Thank you. I believe Black Mana will be coming out, I think, on Tuesday.
Sounds about right.
Looking forward to that, and then I'll level him up to 20 as well.
There you go.
Got my DC deck building multiverse box, which fits all of my expansions, which is all the expansions that have come out so far. They gave little divider cards that you can put in your multiverse box to kind of separate them. That's so cool. It's easy to pull the series or expansion that you want to use. My only concern is that if they continue to make more, will those sets come with their own little divider cards?
I'm sure they'll start incorporating that. Other games have done similar things when they have like their big box.
Okay. I really hope so. It looks nice.
Real quick shout out to Jesse, who actually is a longtime listener of our show, who works for Cryptozoic.
Whoa, did not know that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jesse.
Mm-hmm. I believe he's interning there. He's an art major, so he's doing some artwork for him.
Sweet.
So yeah, man. Hopefully you're working. I don't think you're working on DC deck building, but yeah, just want to thought of you right now, so hello.
Yeah, man. Yeah, hello and thanks.
Yep.
Let's see. So doing those, and I think and then Destiny.
Yep.
Just gonna play some more Destiny too.
Sweet. All right.
That is moi. All right, Joshua. You had to defeat the Huggies baby.
And then what does he fight next week?
Oh yeah, the next week you're gonna fight.
Stop looking around my garage.
Wow, that was weird. Okay. Let's see. Let me think. Next week, you're gonna fight a black Yoshi. Nothing crazy about it. Just a black Yoshi that's evil.
Wow.
Red eyes?
Yeah.
Red eyes,
black
Yoshi.
How else do you know he's evil?
Red eyes, black Yoshi. All right. No. How did you defeat the Huggies baby?
Man, I told someone about this. She was like, what are you going to do? Punch the baby? And I said, no.
How do you win this fight, man?
He's got plot
armor. You
armor.
Can't punch the baby.
No, I leave the baby in a car and go to work.
Oh!
That's dark.
Yeah, no. So I got a crib. I put the baby in a crib. The baby can't get out of the crib. Game over.
He's going to cry and it's going to stress you out. So what do you do now?
I ignore it.
There you go.
It's not my baby. Baby came up and started talking shit.
Running riot.
It's not my problem. Baby crying, hungry.
Shut yourself up. Cry yourself to sleep.
All right, man. How's your week?
Week's been all right. I think I tweaked my back, so I'm kind of ailed, but getting it together. It is what it is. Hopefully I feel better. So, I think I'll play Destiny for a little bit. I'm curious to see what the remaining story is. I mean, once you hit level 20, it's just exotics and going up, so Hopefully the game gets a little bit more challenging as we pursue it. But it is fun. I haven't had a chance to play with you, Johnny, but I did get some time with Garrett on that one.
That's
I was surprised that I was past you in levels overall.
Yeah.
We kind of did more missions on one side than the other, but I just unlocked my third subclass.
There you go. Wait, did you unlock it or did you just get the thing to unlock it?
No, I unlocked it.
Nice.
And
Same here.
So that one, you had to do all like...
Taken? Fight the Taken?
no, the... not the missions, but the public...
Oh,
public
events.
events. Yeah, you have to do that to build that up.
Okay.
Which is kind of
Oh.
interesting.
Nice.
At least
mine
for
wasn't
mine,
like
because
that.
I picked the... Oh my gosh, this is what happens when you don't play the archer class? Hunter class, which also gets an archer ability. So
Yes,
I'm a
it
hunter.
does.
You guys are both warlocks, so diversity, yay! I also picked up Mario and Rabbids, and I started that game. Probably put about 7-8 hours into it. It's fun.
Nice.
I
I'm
definitely
trying
it
it.
definitely has the XCOM like feel. It's tougher than it looks. It doesn't have a big learning curve, but to master the system, you have to play it a bit. And I've gotten through majority of the first world, beat the boss, which is the DK Rabbit.
The boss of the first world or the boss
The
of the
boss
game?
of the first world is the
Okay.
DK Rabbit, and it's pretty hilarious.
Why do I care that much? Why am I asking questions?
I say, Garrett, you have to watch the Twitch play I did.
Okay.
I think you would enjoy watching how the game kind of progresses. You earn different abilities that you go through the game. They have different challenges you can play after you unlock them, and then there's there's a hidden like stage in the game. So real quick, the way they do it is it's semi-open world sandbox. You kind of it's pretty linear, but they break it off into worlds, and then you have like world like 1-1, and it's one area, and then you get to a certain area, then it's 1-2. So it kind of closes them all together, and it goes all the way up to this one was like 1-6, 1-7, and it was like 1 star is like a secret level. So I like how they do that, and it's fun. It's a funny game, and it does allow you to think, and it does have some depth to it. So I look forward to playing that.
All right. Cool.
Johnny, your boss fight is you get. Should I do this? Should I do this to you guys? Should
I
do this
don't
to
know,
you guys?
man.
I
You
mean,
give
you
me
as a
like
hand.
crazy fights.
Okay, so you and Garrett talk a lot of smack. You can fight Garrett, but
Do I
Garrett,
get any buffs?
yeah,
Okay.
you have all of Johnny's abilities.
What the heck?
What was that? I can complain a lot?
You strength,
I can pick
you
apart
got-
movies when I'm supposed to be enjoying them?
Shut up.
You know how buff this dude is? You get all of Johnny's abilities. However
Why
it may be. And Johnny, you have all of Garrett's abilities.
I don't want to build it. What the
Hey.
heck? So I got
He did a
Nebraska.
swap.
I got
he did
deep-
he did a Doc Ock swap.
I got depowered.
You got to figure it out, bro.
What the
You got to
heck?
figure it out.
All right, fine, whatever.
I'm gonna pick apart this boss fight so easily with my newfound powers.
Oh, geez, shut up. All right, guys. Well, that is our show this week. Before we get on out of here, guys, we want to just go ahead and say, hey, if you love our show, go ahead and check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Super Co-op Squad. There'll be a link for that in the details and description for you to go ahead and click on wherever you're listening to this episode. We'd really appreciate that, guys. $1 a month goes a long way to helping us progress with our podcast, getting new equipment, and doing more for you guys and for the show. Once we hit our first reward, our first stretch goal, we'll be adding an additional episode every month. We'll hit a 4. We'll be getting 5 shows a month. So go ahead and go to that, guys. Become a patron for us. And if you love our show, we'd really appreciate that. And thank you for listening, as always, guys. We'll see you next week. Before we get out of here, you can reach us and chat with us on our Twitter at Super Co-op Squad. You can also reach me individually at JohnnyMac24.
You can reach me at GJL3275.
And you can catch me at Joshua_4_life.
Yep. So thanks again for listening, guys. Hopefully you enjoy the show, and we'll see you next week. As always, I'm Johnny Mac.
I'm Garrett.
I'm Joshua.
Snarf.